Hello dear students, how are you? I wish all of you will be healthy and safe. In, Students, in this video, you will learn about recursive function. Okay? So what is recursive function? As you know that a function can call other functions also. It's very interesting. A function can call other functions also. How? Let's see. For example, here I am creating a list which will print the square roots of the given range. Okay. So now create a function like list of square root like this. And here I will pass the two parameter. This will be initial value and ending value. Okay. So it will print the square roots of the numbers from A to B. Okay. List here. Now how? So now So here you will use the for loop for I in range, okay, from A to B plus 1, because it will take the less you 1 less. Okay, and write on the statement print what? Square root of, square root of what? I. Square root of I equals to find out the square root, we use the function math.sqrt, and here you will pass the parameter I. So it will find the square root of I. Okay. So here you are using the square root function within a function. That's why I am saying that a function can call other function also. So use this function. You have to import the math module. So write down import math. So import math. Okay. This is the definition of the function. Now the time to call the function. Okay. How to call the function? It's very easy. Write down the function name. Here function name is displaying, and here pass the parameters. Suppose I need 11 to 20. Okay. Now run your program. Now you can see the square roots of 11 to 20. Was one thing I want to tell you, that in a function we can call another function. Here I am using two functions. First is sqrt function and print. Print is also a function. So in a function we can call another functions also. Okay. Now it is even possible for the function to call itself. Means you can call a function which you are creating. मतलब एक फंक्शन आप जो बना रहे हैं उसी फंक्शन को आप कॉल करा सकते हैं. ओके. So calling a function itself is called recursion. So whenever a function body call the function itself, it is called recursive function. Okay. The following image shows the working of the recursive function, how the recursive function works. So this is the body of the function. So in this body, the function name is recurse, and here you are calling the recurse function again. So in the function body, in the definition of the body, you are calling the function itself. So it is called recursive function. Okay, let's see an example. The factorial of 6 is, what is the factorial? The 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6. If you are finding the factorial of 6, it will give you 720. So how to create the recursive function? It's very simple. First of all, you write down the function name. The function name is factorial, and here you will pass the parameter, and this is your doc string, as you know. Okay. So now if x equals to 1, then it will return 1. Else it will return x multiplied by factorial x minus 1. So here you are reducing the value by 1. As you know that if your value is 6, next time it will move to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whenever the value is 1, then it will return 1. So how it works? It's very simple. First of all, it will take, for example, the value of x is 6. Now it will take 6 multiplied what? Factorial x minus 1. It will be 5. So now it will again call this function. If x equals to 1, x is not 1. So now it will it will return. Now first of all it takes 6 and multiply. Next time it will be 5. Okay, it will be 5. Sorry, it will be 5. Okay. Now if you pass 5 here, then it will go to here again. Okay, now it will check again x equals to 1. No, then it will go to again this statement. So in this statement it will return 5 into what? Next time the value will be 4. So it will return 4. The 4 will be passed here. X is 1. No, then it will return 4 into what? X minus 4 minus 1. So it will return x into 3. Okay, next time it will be 2 and next time it will be 1. Now in the case of 1, if the x is 1, then it will return 1. So it will return 1 and finally it will result to 720. So this is the working of recursive function. So here you are calling you are creating a function factorial, but in the function body you are calling the function factorial. Okay, so it is an example of recursive function. Okay, so now it is the explanation of this recursive function. So similarly, now let's look at an image to show a step-by-step process, as I have discussed earlier, that the value of x is 1 or value of n is 3 here. Okay, so now, so first of all it will take the value n is 3. Okay, now n equals to 1. If n equals to no, else it will return n is not 1. Now it will go to the second statement and it will go to 3 into factorial n minus 1 means 2. Now again it will call that factorial 2. Now in this case n is not 1, so then it will return 2 into n minus 1. It will be 1. The next time it will call the factorial function again. The here parameter will be 1. So now factorial 1, it will return 1. So in this case you will get 3 into 2 into 1. So in this way, so this is the way to evaluate the recursive function. Okay, so one thing you have to remember that our recursion ends with the reduces to 1. So this is called the base condition. So every recursive function has the base condition, otherwise it will go to infinitely. Okay, so every recursive function must have a base condition that stops the recursion. Okay, if you don't mention the base condition, so in this case the function call itself infinitely. Okay, so this thing you have to remember. So similarly you can find the SCF of two numbers recursively. As you know, to find the SCF you will pass the two parameters. If the b is 0, then it will return a. So to create this function you have to remember your previous program. I have created already to find the SCF of two numbers. There we find we evaluate the remainder. If the remainder is 0, then it returns the SCF. But here I am not I am not evaluating the remainder. I am passing remainder as a expression here. Okay. Now, how this function will work? Now, for example, you have passed value of a is 10 and value of b is 20. Okay. Now, if b is 0, no. Now it will return SCF again, b and a modulus b. What is the value of b? Is 20. Now it will pass 20 and what? A modulus b. So 10 modulus 20 will be 10. Okay. Now what will be the parameter for the SCF calling of this function? 20 and 10. So now it will be changed 20 and 10. Okay. Now the value of b is 0. No. So it will move to else statement and it will return SCF of b. So here the value of b is 10. So it will change to 10. Sorry. 10 and a modulus b, and 20 modulus 10 will be obviously 0. It will be 0. Now it will pass to again the calling of the function. Okay, now here you will pass the parameter. Here a is 10 and b is 0. It will be 10 and 0. So in this case, b is 0. Yes, b is 0. So it will return a. And what will be the value of a? It is 10. So in this case, it will print the SCF is 10. Okay. Now, so this is about the recursion. Now let's discuss the advantage of recursion. The recursive function makes the code look clean and elegant. Okay. A complex task can be broken down into simpler subproblems using recursion. And sequence generation is easier with recursion than using some nested iteration. Okay, basically the recursion is the replacement of looping. Okay, so disadvantage, sometimes the logic behind recursion is hard to follow through. Sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes the looping is simpler than recursion, so that's why we prefer looping. So recursive calls are expensive, inefficient, as they take up a lot of memory and time. Okay, so recursive functions are hard to debug. So these are some advantages of recursion and these are some disadvantages of recursion. Okay, next we will learn how to create a module. Okay, so most of the students are thinking that what is the use of creating of these functions if we have to write the whole program. Okay, so why we are creating these functions? So now let's think about the module. So what is module? A module is nothing but a collection of functions. Okay, collection. A module is a collection of functions. Okay, you can store multiple function, a library of function in a module. So in this video I will tell you how to create a module and how to import the module to use the various functions. Okay, let's see. For example, I am creating a let's create another function, that is, I am creating a new file. Okay, so new Python file. The name of the file is area. Okay, it will be the Python file. Now here I will create multiple function to find out the area of multiple figures. For example, here I am area of triangle. Okay, to find out the area of triangle, what we need base and height. Okay, now I need base and height, and it will return what? It will return 0.5 1 by 2 base into height, 1 by 2 base into height. Okay, so next function, I'll find out the area of rectangle. Area of rectangle, what we need L and breadth, and it will return L multiplied by breadth. Okay, so next function, area of square, we need only one side, and it will return A into A. Okay, and next, area of circle, we need only radius here, and it will return what? 3.14 into R into R, pi r square. Okay, so in this file I have created 4 functions: area of triangle, area of rectangle, area of square, and area of circle. But I will use all these functions in a different file. So this is my file area.py. Okay, simply close it. I need not this file. I will use these functions, the functions in the module of area here. Okay, how? Let's see. Now print area of triangle. Area of triangle equals to what? Now, what is the function name? Area of triangle, and pass the parameter, for example, 5 and 10. 5 is the base and 10 is the height. But before using the function, you have to import the module. As you have import the math module, similarly you have to import the module area. Write down import area. Okay, and write down here area dot. Okay, now similarly you can use print. So area of rectangle equals to, and what you will do, area dot rectangle, and pass the parameter 10, 12. Okay, now run your program. Okay, line number 4, 1 2 3 4. What is the error? Line number 4, I have nothing. Sorry, one bracket is necessary. Now you can see the area of rectangle is this and area of rectangle is this. So this is the benefit of using function. Multiple function you can store in a library in a module, or you are importing that module, you can use the function of that module. So this is about the functions. Okay, thank you student, enough for this session. Have a nice day, be healthy, be safe, and revise again and again. Okay.